Greetings, everyone. How y'all doing today? Happy Thursday. Today is Thursday. I'm not gonna go ahead of the day. I'm gonna be where we're supposed to be. I don't feel like being on camera today because I am in work mode. And being on camera kind of throws off my work mode. And so we're going to just talk to the camera today. So today is Thursday, and Thursday is the day that Jupiter rules. And Jupiter is in Cancer. The sun is also in Cancer. And the moon is currently in a long void in Libra. What's significant about the Cancer season is that Cancer rules the moon. Like the moon rules Cancer is what I'll say. The moon rules Cancer. The sun is there now. But the moon is the energy of our inner world. It is our needs. And Cancer is where we explore our needs, our desires, like our fulfillment, our nurture, what nurtures us. That's what it is. It's not needs like, it's the needs that nurture our energy. The needs that give us a sense of security, like food and a home and a safe environment and people who you can be connected to in a safe way. I was talking with my business partner the other day, Gabrielle, and we were talking about being able to co-regulate with another human being and the safety that can offer when humans are self-sustained, when you don't need another person to be a certain way in order for you to be happy, safe, and secure, when that comes from within yourself. Janice, I got your message that you weren't able to download the book. So can you just send me another private message? And I sent an email. If you can check to see if you got the email, that would be really helpful because I want you to get it. Anyway, so I'll come back to that in a little bit. But Jupiter and Cancer is a beautiful, and Jupiter is about expansion and blessings. But Jupiter can be extreme. If we don't have healthy connections where we are self-sustaining, self-loving, self-nurturing, then there can be an expectation for others to do the thing that we are truly meant to do for ourselves. Now, if you grew up in a household where you weren't taught just through osmosis, like if you had a mother who was a nervous, anxious attachment person, or you had a father who was not present, those types of personalities, those energies that drive those personalities don't create a sense of self and love. Like this energy I'm talking about is a real conscious energy of managing your energy and being responsible for yourself. And then in doing so, teaching those around you to do it. Like, children who can self-regulate and self-soothe, and then that becomes an adult who can self-regulate and self-soothe. Or do you have patterns, like the things that I have seen in myself is when things get uncomfortable for me, my brain would fizz out. Like when I was married, if my then husband and I would get into a disagreement, my mind would nearly black out where I could not even formulate clarity to stay in the conversation. Like I literally wouldn't be able to stay. I would just become a scared child, like I'm in trouble. And it could have been something that had nothing to do with me being in trouble, but just because of the conflict and I didn't understand how to self-regulate my own body, if there was anger between us, I would collapse. My brain would fizz out, and whatever he said became the rule. Like if he said you didn't do such and such and such, I did not have the insight or the foresight or the command of my own system to be able to say, what is it that I didn't do? Or did we have an agreement for me to do that? Or is that something I normally do? Or, oh, I haven't gotten to it yet. I'm planning on doing it. Like I would literally become someone who felt like I've done something wrong. He is upset with me. I'm a bad person. That is the evidence of me, of the environment that I grew up in, not being able to regulate my system to even communicate what was going on. This is all Cancer energy. Can you be at home in yourself? Are you at home in yourself? Or it can look many different ways. Like something comes, and then I have to defend myself. You know, it's like, oh, I feel like I'm being attacked. I feel like I need to be defended. I feel like these are all patterns that are born in our families early on. Yesterday I was talking about when we go to school age, you know, you're 5, you're 6 years old, how those environments begin the experience inside of us, ourselves, of comparing, you know, who are the cool girls, who are the cool kids, who are the, like, and then we begin to systemically put ourselves in categories according to our own energy field, but we don't really understand what we're doing because we've not been taught really who we are and how energy works. So we have been conditioned in a culture that is based in white supremacy, which is a whole layer of structures and contracts and conditionings that weed out everyone who is not a white man. So it puts them at the top of the food chain, or the top of the chain, the top of the power system, and then everyone else is attempting to either get to that or find their way around that, or discovering that they don't fit into that, because it's an unspoken thing that's becoming more spoken. But for years it was unspoken. For years it was what was so, but it was denied. For years it was like, white people knew that these were the rules, but everyone else is like fighting for laws and fighting to fit in, and all of that is the condition and the systems that have given us an experience of feeling safe or unsafe. It happens in our homes on some level, because even though you could be in a home that is not of a white person, but the system is still in place because the rules of white supremacy are running our homes on some level, unless we are people who are using natural cycles and, you know, connected to the natural laws of things. If we are people who are ruled by money and time and the days of the week and paying rent, all of that is white supremacy. And most of us have co-regulated our nervous systems according to that system. And now we get to undo it. Now we get to come into something that is of our own creation. And that is why I am here. That is why I have this conversation every day, so that we can begin to see it. And if we don't have a conversation on a regular basis, it's so subtle because you've been conditioned in it. You just will know that something is off, but you won't know what it is. You won't know that you're forcing yourself to wake up at a time that doesn't really feel good to your body. You're eating things that don't really nurture you or give you nutrition. You're feeding yourself music and food that break your confidence down. You're watching television that has you afraid. Like, we don't even understand what things we're doing that are creating this experience of not being able to regulate our own sense of safety and security within us. that we are ingesting things, beliefs, behaviors, ways of being that keep us out of sync with the natural rhythms. And Cancer, we are in Cancer season. The moon rules Cancer, and the moon is how we regulate ourselves to a deep sense of safety from within ourselves. It is the water in the body, and I was talking to you guys about water the other day and how water holds all of the memory. So when we don't bless our water, when we don't speak to our water first and tell it what it's meant to be, we drink the memories of other people, which then create anxiety and fear and worry deep within inside of us, because all of the water is the water that has ever been on the planet, and it is ruled by the moon, which rules Cancer. This stuff is so mystical and magical, and we are hardwired for external validation, missing, usurping, denying our natural rhythms. So today, a Jupiter day with Jupiter in Cancer, we are in a void moon in Libra. And we have been in a void moon since noon yesterday. So it is coming up on 24 hours. We're going to have a 38-hour void moon that started yesterday. We are also in the first quarter phase of the moon, which means that it is time for us the road is splitting. Is my hand here? It's a split in the road. We're going into a split in the road. So when we have the first quarter moon, it means it's time to take another direction. But you can stay in the same direction that you're on. It's just the direction you're on it's limited. Like you're not that person any longer. So you will feel the impulse to take another perspective. You will feel it. It is a hard turn. It is not an easy shift. It is a shift that will require you to die, because Cancer is also death. It is ancestral death. So it will require you to die to ancestral patterns that no longer serve you, memories that are outdated, that are not equipped for who you are becoming. And so we are in a void moon in Libra, and so this is about relationships. This is about the ways that you relate to others, how you show up in relationship with others. So for me personally, I am very aware that I have a corrupt way of relating to others that has been based in mirroring other people. I have Neptune square my Mars, and Neptune is in Scorpio, Mars is in Leo, and so I have an ability to really mirror people. It's a superpower, but it costs me something. It costs me my own authenticity often, and so I am, and this pattern was born when I grew up in an environment that wasn't safe. Like, I just learned how to chameleon myself to get along, like if I was in an environment where people were, I grew up in Watts. If I was in an environment where people were smoking and drinking and thugging and, fighting, I could chameleon myself in that environment until it was time for me to get out. And oh, I love that. Oh, thank you. Of course. And so that behavior no longer serves me. So you want to look for a behavior or a way of being that you have with others that cost you your sense of self and security. I can go through a list of things in my own in my own personality. I can, right. Yes. It's a something that I have been doing for as long as I know. And so chameleoning is one thing that I am letting go of. And it's not that I'm going to let it go. I'm going to use it when it's appropriate, when I need it, but not just because, I'm going to become conscious of it. I'm not going, and how it has looked for me is it's me giving to people when I don't have anything else to give. Like, say, for instance, the other day I ran into a friend of mine and I wanted to spend time with this friend. And so I actually envisioned them coming. And when I got to the place where I was and I wanted them to come, I envisioned them coming, and they came, because that is how my power works. My imagination is very strong. I can call someone. I can call a reality in with my imagination. And so I called them in, and within 30 or 40 minutes, here they were coming. And so we have a very strong connection, and it can go on for hours. And I don't have hours anymore. I only have now like an hour or two. And so when it was over with, they were still in the thing, like, calling, texting. And I literally, typically I would stay in it with them, but I turned it off. I literally was like, no more. Because what happens is, in my mind, I'm in an internal dialogue, and it could go on for days. It could go on for weeks of me being in a conversation with someone in my head, and that conversation is taking up real estate in my consciousness, and I need that for something else. I got other shit to do. So that's one thing that I am stopping. I am stopping using my imagination in ways that don't serve me. I'm going to use it when I need it and turn it off when I don't. Turning off that internal voice and dialogue where I'm in my head talking to people. It's literally like I am teaching people in my mind. It doesn't, like, I'm having conversation and I'm stopping it. It has to stop. So that's another thing that I'm not doing with others anymore. And I'm using that energy for something else. Some of the other things that I do is I won't assert myself because I'm a Virgo and I have a stellium in Virgo. Usually when I assert myself, it's very picky. It's very like, oh my God, this is going to be so much, right? Like it's the thing that the person couldn't do anything about, but then I have an opinion about it because it's bothering me. And I typically wouldn't say anything. I typically wouldn't, but now I'm like, I'm not asserting myself so that they can stop the thing. If they have to do that, that's fine, but I'm not going to act like it's enjoyable for me. I'm going to say, oh yeah, I don't like that. That doesn't feel good to me. They can keep doing it, but I'm not going to pretend as if it's okay. I'm going to, it's like if there's a fly in my house and it's making a lot of noise, I'm going to just be like, oh, I don't like the buzz. I don't like it. You know what I mean? It doesn't feel good to me. I'm not going to act as if it is a desirable experience for me. I'm going to voice myself and let people know how I'm really feeling, because I have been someone who would eat my feelings and just acquiesce to the environment. And it doesn't serve me. And it's because I've not wanted to be too much. I don't want to be too nitpicky. I want to be liked. I don't want people to feel, like I don't care anymore. Like, it's just too much not being myself. If people know me and love me and they want to be with me, they can take all of me or none. It's okay. But I'm not going to put myself away. So these are just 3 things that I have named that I am, behaviors that I have with other people that I am stopping. And spend today seeing, right? And then I'm also in deep gratitude. I love those I love that I can chameleon myself. I'm very grateful that I can do that. I'm very grateful that I don't have to always assert myself into something. I'm grateful that I actually know how to self-nurture and self-care. But I also feel like I want to be in spaces where people can make space for me too. Both things get to exist. I can be someone who doesn't need to take up space, but I can also be somebody who takes up a whole lot of fucking space. And that is okay too. So I have to give myself permission. So where are you needing to give yourself permission? So with that, I encourage you all, go check out the Mercury Retrograde Workbook. Go to my website and pick it up at healwithmoonmama.com. This Mercury Retrograde Workbook is a definite must for this Mercury season, because this is the final Mercury season, Mercury retrograde season, where Mercury is only in a fire sign. The next Mercury retrograde season is going to come in 88 days, and it's going to be in Scorpio and Sagittarius, which is going to be a very different energy. So nice to actively discern from a place of peace and not into. Yes, absolutely. You didn't receive. You should go check your emails. check your. Go see where else your emails are going, because that's, yeah. Because I sent you an email with a copy to get the flip book, and so that means you're not getting your emails and your downloads. So go check it out that way. Go check in your junk box. Go check in your just go see. And then if you don't, then come back and let's see if there's another way I can send it to you. If there's another email I can send it to you to, or something like that. So you can go to my link tree here. If you're hearing this video on Instagram, you can go to my link tree to get your copy of the Mercury Retrograde Workbook, Unleash the Revolution. Like, what we're doing is revolutionary, you guys. Like, to become sovereign and to take control of your system and your body and your mind and your emotions is a revolution. To not be subject to external forces in the ways that we have been is a revolution. It is. That is the revolution. That is what Gil Scott-Heron meant when he said the revolution will not be televised. It is an internal takeover of your own mind, spirit, body, choices, and being. That is what it is. And once you own your emotions, your mentality, your physical sense, once you own it, you can then direct it in the way that you desire. You're not missing my face. It's okay. Thank you. I love you, and I don't want to be seen today. And I don't want to be seen because I don't want to share my energy all the time. It's like, I don't want to. And so I don't, but I get it. So anyway, you are your own source. You are your own source. And it's important for you to begin to recognize yourself as that. And what we're doing is revolutionary. So if you're watching this video on TikTok and you want to pick up the Mercury Retrograde Workbook, you can do that by going to my website, which is healwithmoonmama.com, or you can go over to my TikTok page, Monique Ruffin, and go to my link tree. And if you are watching this on YouTube, you can also go to my website, which is healwithmoonmama.com. So with that, you all, we have a powerful energy today that is deeply internal. This is a very rare energy, a 38-hour void in the moon. That is so. Do you see the email that says, thank you? Thank you for buying the book. And it has a CR code, and you can, check your emails. It's something's going on. And set an intention. Set an intention, because something is happening that you are, something is going on. So set an intention for you to access what's for you. Like set it, like before you go in, set an intention to find it, because something is going on for you that isn't going on for all the other people that have purchased it. And one of my creations just came in. I said a creation that someone would call me and ask me, do I need anything? And they did. Yay. Okay, you all, I love y'all so very much. If you want to book your natal chart readings, your coaching packages, your coaching sessions, Mercury retrograde readings, if you purchase the Mercury retrograde book, I will be doing a private group for those who purchase the book on YouTube, and I will be sending the link out for that before the retrograde actually starts. And yeah. Okay, peace and blessings, everyone. Lots of love. Bye-bye.